various locations across Australia, hosted by Nick Madge. This is The Cheap Pop.
Hello everybody and welcome to episode number 4 of The Cheap Pop. We are here to review Friday night or Saturday Smackdown, as you'd call it here in Australia. Thank you for joining me. I am solo today. I have my actual former special guest literally just downstairs, but she won't be joining us today, that being Sammy Madge. Shane will join us again sometime throughout the next week, most likely. But yeah, look, we have a extremely, I don't know what to call it, an extremely shit. I'll be blatantly honest, that Smackdown sucked. There was one good thing or match that happened that I cared about. The rest of it was terrible. But look, we're going to go through it all. You know the drill. We're going to go through all that. We're going to talk about what was shit, the very average crap that was partially good. There was one thing that was good that made sense to me. Maybe two things. I wouldn't even call some of those things good. I really don't care that much that I wear AEW stuff on a WWE review. I hope you all enjoyed the new intro. I thought that was a cool little touch. Took a little bit to get that done, but we finally got there. You can follow us here on Twitter as well at The Real Cheap Pop. Sorry, at Real Cheap Pop. It's on your screen right there. Links will be in the description below as well. And the links to Shane and Samantha's Twitters will be on there as well. So make sure you go check those out. They'll be joining us again, as I said, throughout the week. Anyway, let's not waste any time. Let's get straight into the review. And I don't know if you've all heard the dirt sheets. I have to look at them. It pretty much comes with the reviews and doing what we're doing. But there was rumors of a certain somebody returning tonight. First, it was the Elimination Chamber. Then there was breaking news that it was going to happen tonight. So we'll get into that in a second. Basically, we opened the show with a Rumble recap. The Royal Rumble was being recapped to open the show. And it was showing Roman Reigns and him interfering to cost Brock Lesnar the title. So that occurred as well. We actually opened the show properly. Now this, again, I don't mind opening the show with your champion. Roman Reigns came out with the bloodline. Paul Heyman was by his side as well. Obviously, we saw what happened at the Royal Rumble. So yeah, Paul Heyman came out with Roman as well. And then, again, this is another WWE thing. I just can't understand. But during the entrance, this is after a recap's already happened, we have them showing another recap of the Seth and Roman thing. Just put it all in the intro. Do we really need to separate the two? I'm not going to open my mic that much, how much it pissed me off. You're going to show us a recap of what happened originally. You're going to start the show. You're going to bring everybody down to the ring. And then halfway through, you're going to recap another thing you could have recapped already. It's mind-boggling that the WWE still does this. Anyway, another 2 minutes wasted there by a recap. I'm probably exaggerating. Something stupid like that. Then, obviously, Heyman done his usual introduction. Introduces Roman Reigns. He talks about how he played Brock. We know the drill. You can expect it. Heyman's good at what he does. Well, let's be honest. This was one of the good things. Was this promo was one of the good things of the show, I thought. Here comes the part. You've obviously seen it. I don't even know why I'm hiding it. You have seen it on the title of the video of the stream and the on-demand video. Goldberg is back. Goldberg has come out to an excellent piped-in reception. Like, as if he was going to come in any other way. So, in comes Goldberg, interrupts Roman Reigns, and challenges Roman to a match at the Elimination Chamber. This is obviously eventually made official the end of the night. No one gives a shit. I don't give a shit. Samantha didn't give a shit when we were watching it. I'm sure Shane doesn't give a shit. Sorry for using the word shit, but it's shit. All right? So, look, we've seen it enough. I know we were supposed to see it however many years ago, but we know what's going to happen. If Goldberg wins, I don't even think I want to bother reviewing these shows. It's just useless. Honestly, there was one good thing that happened on the show tonight, but if Goldberg wins, which surely they're using this to put over Roman Reigns, and he wins and gets momentum heading into WrestleMania in another match that really no one cares about. But yeah, look, we'll see what happens. Goldberg came out, he challenged him, he said, "You're next." You know the drill. It's the same shit over and over again. Then we had Sheamus and Ridge Holland. They came out pre-commercial for their entrance. I don't get the whole Ridge wearing the face mask thing. It's dumb. I don't get it. Anyway, they came out to the ring and then we went to commercial. We came back from commercial and, surprisingly, we got a Ricochet. Here's something fresh, WWE. Fresh. They ruin it, but it's initially fresh. So we have Ricochet come out alongside Cesaro. Cesaro's obviously by his side. And we then get Ricochet versus Ridge Holland, which, hey, I like it. It gives us something to watch. So yeah, he comes out. Ricochet ends up, believe it or not, Ricochet has a match, and he actually wins the match. You know, we're all happy here. I'm down there, and I'm like, Smith, hey, look, Ricochet won a match. This guy hasn't won a match in probably over a year. Okay, that's probably exaggerating, but he literally hasn't. It's crazy. That made me happy. He won via the recoil. Sheamus was arguing with Cesaro on the outside of the ring. He came in, hit the recoil on him, and got the 1, 2, 3. Brilliant. We went to a commercial. You can only guess. Mikey guessed it. What was going to happen here when we got back. Actually, he thought it was going to happen at the start, but WWE made it a tag team match. You know, what is WWE going to do? I've noted this down on my notes here as a second match. But yeah, we came back. They put him in a tag team match, so it's Cesaro and Ridge Holland. You get the drill. They're versing Ricochet and Cesaro, so I may have just said Cesaro and Ridge Holland. You know what I meant. There's Donald Quizman's coming into the chat. Vintage WWE. Yeah, he called it. He called what was going to happen. Thanks, Mikey. So yeah, tag team match. The reverse result is going to happen there. Waste of a match. I didn't write any notes about it. You knew who was going to win. Waste of time. Absolute trash. Let's just go away from that crap. We don't want to talk about it. We'll go to something positive. WWE 2K22 news. We're going to be actually doing some content on that when it comes out. At least I will be, maybe with Shane as well. But yeah, we might put up some good content. I was going to review the gameplay that just came out this week, so we might do that eventually as well. So yeah, the preview played, and then we came back from the preview. We didn't go to commercial. We came straight back from the preview, and out comes Jimmy and Jay Uso. They're going to be taking on the Viking Raiders. Again, I thought this was going to be a decent match, actually. It was only a singles match. It was Jimmy versus Eric. But you're about to find out. So when we came back from commercial, out comes the Viking Raiders to their cringeworthy entrance. It's cringe. Raid. Fuck. Why? Why do we care about a raid? Can these people not just come out to something normal, some cool music? Make them believable characters. We don't give two shits about the raid. Anyway, they come out and Jimmy Uso squashes Eric from the Viking Raiders. He literally squashed him. You're trying to build the Viking Raiders versus the Usos at Elimination Chamber for your tag team championships, and you just squash your challenger? It's brainless. Completely brainless to me. We're going to move straight onto the fourth match. Rather, we've got Aaliyah. Aaliyah 317. Now, her shirt is cool, but I am sick to death of superstars coming out and they need to use throwback movesets. Throwback gimmicks in general to get over. I get it. They're using the whole Stone Cold Austin 316 thing here for 317, but it's pointless. It makes... You don't need to use something else to get over. I thought the look looked like her look was good. Does it have to be Stone Cold related? She even used his, what was it, can't remember. She used one of his moves. I forget whether it was a stunner or Luther's press maybe, and then into the punches. I forget. It might have been the Luther's press into punches. It's useless. And would you believe how the match ended? You're trying to push Aaliyah and make her good, and you have her win by count out. She literally ran back into the ring to win by count out. I don't know what to say. I really don't. Michael said it best when we were just watching. It's like, well, he said it about the Royal Rumble, but watching WWE at the moment, it's like working. It's like a job. I really don't get it. Rampage is obviously on, and I probably should be watching that instead, but obviously that is a minor show, so we're not going to follow the secondary show there. Then again, you could say SmackDown's the secondary show here as well, so I guess each to their own in terms of what they want to watch, but I don't know. Maybe I need to review Rampage instead of SmackDown from now on. That's how stupid this is. So yeah, Aaliyah wins by countout. I guess this leads to next week, which I'll explain in a minute. It's just useless rubbish. We've got Shotzi at the back. I didn't see who was with her. I think it might have been Drew Gulak. I'm pretty sure it was him. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was Drew. And then we had Drew, speaking of Drew, Drew McIntyre walked past with his sword in hand, cringy shit. Walks past with his sword, and Drew McIntyre heads to the ring after the commercial break. It feels like there's 100 commercials in a WWE show. I get they have to have commercials, but I swear they have more than AEW does. By far. I don't know. AEW has some kind of deal with their TBS, was TNT, I guess. So it's weird. I really don't understand it. It feels like we're not watching a wrestling show. Anyway, we have Drew come out. He's talking about defying his doctor's orders. Too many swords everywhere. There you go. Too many Sheamus sticks and swords and all that shit. Cringeworthy stuff. Welcome. Sammy Bosco's in the chat as well. But no, they're both right. The show is hard to watch. It's pretty torturous. And when you've got people coming out here, like you've got Happy Corbin, for example, Samantha's favorite name, Happy. Who names a superstar Happy? Like, where do they even get... I get they're trying to cater everything to kids and children, and they're making money. I get it, but why not take a risk and try and make some more? We're naming Baron Corbin, who was pretty popular on NXT, who had a great gimmick, relatively good gimmick, and then they just bury them. It only takes a name change. Worst name. It's like Shanky. Who the hell calls somebody Shanky? Shanky. Freaking Maharaja Shanky rubbish. I don't get it. It's bad. So anyway, Drew McIntyre's out there. Madcap. So obviously you got Happy Corbin come out to distract Drew McIntyre, and Madcap tries to blindside him, and then Drew grabs his sword and points it at his face. Like he's going to use the sword. We're trying to cater to kids, and then we're going to fake a sword attack. Come on. Stupidity. Anyway, Madcap throws some stupid joke about a Scot, obviously, to Drew. And Drew catches him with a claymore into the head. Donald, I'm sad too. Don't worry. We're all sad. I still can't believe we went to WrestleMania. If only things were the same. Even back then it was a bit cringy, but anyway. That's why I've gone back and started watching WWE from back in the 2000s. So yeah, he holds a sword. He obviously hits the claymore, and that pretty much sets up the inevitable at Elimination Chamber. I think we know what's coming there. We now get a Jackass recap. I don't know if you saw on social media throughout the week, but we had Sami Zayn crashing Jackass's red carpet presentation at Hollywood. And yeah, so we had Sami Zayn. He crashed it. Johnny Knoxville hit him with some kind of taser thing. I don't know. Sami's then backstage with Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville. And he requests an IC title match against Shinsuke Nakamura. He is granted that match in 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, it'll be Sami Zayn versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the Intercontinental title on SmackDown. And also Johnny Knoxville is going to make an appearance, apparently. Rumor is, look, you know what? In case nobody wants to be spoiled, not anyone cares, something's happening on the road to WrestleMania. I'll just leave that there. I think you can kind of get it. Johnny Knoxville, Sami Zayn. Don't have to tell you any more than that. We then got Natalya, who walks in on that conversation after Sami Zayn leaves. So Natalya's walked in after Zayn leaves, and he begs for a match. She begs for a match to be made next week with her and Aaliyah. So obviously we had that incident that happened earlier with Aaliyah. And yeah, so Natalya this time though says it must end via pinfall or submission. So we'll see what happens there anyway. I think they're going to give Aaliyah the win again. We'll find out tomorrow. Next week. Tomorrow. I wish it was tomorrow just to get it out of the way. So we'll find out next week. Given the match, we move on to the next match, and Rick Boogs is on the stage. His guitar didn't work. Nah, look, I like Boogs. I felt bad for him. He's like, what the hell's going on here? My guitar's not working. And he's over with the crowd. Massively over. He introduces himself, obviously, and the crowd pops with Boogs. The crowd loves him. I love Rick Boogs. I think he had a great showing in the Royal Rumble. One of the small shining lights of the Rumble. He introduces Nakamura. Nakamura comes out. Look, I like them as a pairing, but I think Rick Boogs can shine on his own as well. So we'll see what happens there. He's pretty over with the crowd, which sometimes isn't a good thing because WWE don't help when people are over. They don't push them to the moon. So we'll see what happens. He gets the big boogs from the crowd, and he brings out the IC champion, Shinsuke Nakamura. And the match starts after another commercial break. And it's Shinsuke versus Jinder Mahal, and Shanky, our good mate Shanky, is accompanying Jinder Mahal to the ring. Sami Zayn was on commentary as well. Sami on commentary is great. I'm not going to go over what was said or anything that happened on there. It's your typical WWE stuff, but he's pretty entertaining to listen to alongside Pat McAfee, who, by the way, I really like Pat. That's one shining light of SmackDown. I think he's a great commentator. Very entertaining. Super, super entertaining. Then we get Shinsuke winning via the Kinshasa. He won pretty quickly. It wasn't the longest match. I think we have another commercial break in between, possibly. So Shinsuke wins. You've got Sami Zayn on the announce table after the match, taunting Nakamura. Nakamura gives him the come on chant, taunt, whatever you want to call it. Gives him the taunt. And yeah, we move on to the next segment, which is another ad. We had a recap of Goldberg interrupting Reigns at the start of the show. And then we get a Naomi recap. We got 3 promo things in a row. Obviously, we got an advertisement, we got a Goldberg recap, and then we get a Naomi recap from the Royal Rumble. It's really annoying how long these recaps go. And we just saw it. Play the Goldberg thing right before the main event segment. Why now? Where's the sense and logic in that? I don't get it. WWE clearly gets it somehow. I don't know. Stupid. So we have, obviously, Naomi got eliminated by Sonya Deville unfairly. Typical WWE, unfair elimination in the Royal Rumble. Somebody gets eliminated, they come back and bring somebody else out. Naomi interrupts Sonya and Adam Pearce backstage, and she begs for a match with Sonya herself. Instead, Sonya gives her a match with Charlotte Flair next week on SmackDown for the SmackDown Women's title. What has Naomi done to earn a SmackDown Women's Championship match? You have Charlotte, who's already involved in another thing which we'll talk with Ronda. We'll talk about it later. You have Aaliyah and Naomi. Aaliyah and Natalya. And then you could throw Naomi in that mix too. Why not have them face each other or bring somebody new? Give Shotzi a run against Naomi. Why does she need to face the women's champion? Is it a contenders match? No, it's for the title. What has she done to earn a title match? Look, I don't get it. I'm probably not going to care about it next week or the week after or at a WrestleMania. I don't understand it. So yeah, women's title match. Enjoy it if you want. It might be a good match. Naomi always puts on pretty okay matches. It just makes no sense. We get... Every time I look at my notes, so I write these as I watch the show, and then I don't realize how soon after each note is written. I literally just told you about a Goldberg promo, right? A recap. We just got another Goldberg promo, literally one segment, practically 1.5 segments later, showing him from back in the day, how much of a beast he is. As if we didn't know already how much of a beast he is before he came back and looked like a flop. Stop trying to make this guy look good when he can't put on a good wrestling match anymore. We don't care. It's hard to want to review this shit, but sometimes it's fun. Look, this is the best part of the show. Loved this part. I actually didn't catch some of the match. I probably missed about a 2-minute spell there to do something, but I caught most of it. We had a 15-minute... Oh, Nick! 15 minutes? WWE had a 15-minute match? Yeah, they put on a 15-minute match, believe it or not. That was solid. So, I don't know why they don't do this more often. We had the Los Lotharios, that is Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza, come out to the ring, and they were having a tag team match with the New Day. Does it get any better? I can't believe I'm saying something good happened in WWE. Very good match. 15 minutes, roughly, of solid wrestling. New Day was put over, so the New Day did win. Okay, look, I get it. I'm okay with that as a result. But now you need to give Los Lotharios a result. But you need to do it in a way you build them up. Why don't you build an angle where the New Day, being the New Day, they're pretty big. Have Los Lotharios face some other tag teams now in the next 2 weeks. Have them beat these tag teams, build them up, and then have them face the New Day at Elimination Chamber and have them beat the New Day. Or have them win the SmackDown Tag Team titles at WrestleMania. This is the perfect opportunity to build up Los Lotharios, Humberto, and Angel Garza. Build them up to WrestleMania slowly. They looked good. Give them the titles. Build up a new team. But mark my words, next week you're going to see Angel Garza versus Kofi Kingston. Let's just say Kofi Kingston. Maybe not. You're going to see rematches and rematches. This is the perfect opportunity. Do not screw it up. Finally, something good on this show. The only good thing was Los Lotharios. Only good thing was this match. And it went for 15 minutes. Somehow. Good match. New Day retained... Oh, they didn't even retain any titles. Sorry, New Day just won the match. But very, very good match. I want to see more of this. Just not rematches every week. I want them to build to another match. Have a bigger match at a pay-per-view. That's how you build stars. That's how you make people want to tune in. And that's how you make people invested in then what happens after the show. Build them to WrestleMania. Give us something to look forward to. Please, Vince, do something. We'll see what happens anyway. We got plenty of time till then. This is pretty much it. SmackDown surprisingly flew by for a shit show. It went pretty quick. A show that normally sucks went pretty quick, which is... Being quick is normally a good sign. It normally means the show was good. Not today, but it went quick. So we're up to the main event segment already. We have Charlotte come out to close the show. Sonya is already there, and apparently Becky has informed Sonya that she's picked Ronda. Sorry, that Ronda's picked Becky. I've got it completely the wrong way around. Apparently Ronda has picked Becky as her opponent, and the contract's going to be signed on Monday on Raw. You know, believe Sonya. So, yeah, that's obviously not the case, which you'll find out in a second. But yeah, Charlotte teases picking Sasha Banks as her WrestleMania opponent. And that's not happening. Well, definitely not now. But even at that point, you knew it wasn't happening. Out comes Ronda Rousey. Yeah, the crowd goes mild. No one gives a shit. No disrespect to Ronda. But she ain't a pro wrestler. No one wants to see it. I don't. You don't. Samantha doesn't. Shane might. I hope not. But, yeah. Out comes Ronda to the mildest reaction you're probably going to ever see. A lot milder than the reaction she got at the Royal Rumble, put it that way. Ronda grabs the mic. Yay, Ronda on the mic. I'm excited. Not. She says she's there to kick ass. Kick a lot of ass. Ronda's going to beat everyone up. She says she owes Charlotte an ass kicking. Then do it. She doesn't do it, obviously. The drones, I call the stupid crowd drones. I'm sure a lot of other people in the IWC call them drones. I know a certain somebody, and he has every right to call them drones because they literally listen to Vince. They do what they're told. They don't do their own thing and support what is right. So they're obviously chanting Ronda, Ronda, shit chant, but she gets the chant anyway. Ronda says, I will see you at WrestleMania, bitch. Yeah, I think I can say that. Bitch. I swear when WWE want to do something cool or they want to make something mean something, they always use that word. And it always happens. It's always these promos and it makes somebody upset. I don't get it. She drops the mic anyway. She says, I'll see you at WrestleMania. Your WrestleMania main event. Night 1, night 2, doesn't matter. Women's main event is settled. I'm going to guess that'll be the actual main event of one of the nights. The final match. I'm telling you now, it will be. So Charlotte accepts it, making the match official for WrestleMania. Charlotte. Here comes the fun part. Not fun. Funny. Stupid. You're probably not going to believe I'm going to even say this, but this is exactly what Charlotte said. Her title is her baby. And it's prettier than Ronda's baby. She really said that. Really, that hurt? That hurt Ronda so much that you got that upset? Come on. Prettier than your baby. Why are we even talking about babies at this point? I don't get it. It's a wrestling match. Can we be a bit more serious here? I get it is pro wrestling. It's not mixed martial arts or real pro wrestling, like the Olympics. But you got to make some kind of reality here. That's their job. And we're talking about babies being pretty. Cringe, cringe, cringe. Ronda gets angry. She goes to attack her. Yeah, I'm going to beat you up and all this sort of thing. Sonya steps in. This was kind of cool. I thought Sonya stepping in was a cool little touch. It made sense. She didn't want her show to get out of control. Sonya tells Ronda she runs the show. Oh, yeah, I run the show. I'm too good. Ronda runs past Sonya, goes to attack Charlotte. Charlotte dodges, gets out of the ring. You know, they're not going to attack each other yet. It's a bit too early. Charlotte gets out of the ring. Sonya jumps on Ronda. She jumps on her. Think you can see what's coming here. Ronda grabs her, flips her over, puts her in the Ronda armbar, and Sonya starts tapping out and stares at Charlotte while she's doing it. And that's how SmackDown, I was going to say, that's how Charlotte closes the show, which pretty much did. But that's how SmackDown goes off air today in Australia. But yeah, very hard to watch SmackDown. That was literally the last segment. I just don't get half of the stuff they do. It's really hard to watch. You've got people like Shanky. You've got people's names, Happy Corbin. I'm not saying they're bad wrestlers or anything, but look at the gimmicks you're giving them. It's terrible. I don't understand it. I don't get why we get half of the stuff we see. Hopefully things improve one day. We all know there's probably only one way that's going to happen. And that's either a sale or Vince just retiring. We can only hope. Look, I get why he does what he does, and I understand it all, but something needs to change. People, as I said, those drones that are sitting there watching in the crowd and doing what they're told to do, they need to go away. Crowds need to start lowering. Viewership numbers need to start going down. And obviously we're talking the American viewership numbers. So I feel like my viewership here, which it's never live. I rarely get to watch WWE live anyway, so I feel like I don't contribute to it. If I didn't do this, I probably wouldn't be watching it. And to be honest, I haven't really been watching WWE for the past couple of years. So I don't think it really matters in that aspect. But yeah, I just don't get it. Everything makes no sense. Yeah, and I'm kind of glad I worked through Raw. I don't really have to fully watch it, and that's probably why I enjoy reviewing it a bit more. Without watching it, you can review it with a bit more happiness, unlike SmackDown. And SmackDown normally is the more bearable show, but not today. Look, I've got no news to really go over. I'll probably be doing some WWE 2K stuff in the future. I think me, Shane, maybe Samantha, we might do some top 10 things as well, which I think you guys will enjoy. We're going to be recapping... Well, we're going to be going through, let's say, our top 10 matches or our top 10 entrances. I'm going to put some 2K19 footage in the background. We'll cover 2K22 as well when it comes out. Me and Shane might do a GM mode series if you all want to see that. Let us know in the comments below, because we'll do anything anybody asks within the realms of possibility on 2K or whatever games we're going to play. So happy to do that. That's it for today's review. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, I hope you enjoyed the new cool little intro, something that I've been working on for a while. So I'm glad that came along nicely. I'll have my guests again throughout the week. We've got the Raw review on Tuesday, Australian time. Obviously, Monday Night Raw. Straight after the show-ish, kind of. 6:15 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. You all know the drill. We may change things up a bit next week. We may not do SmackDown. We might do Rampage. We'll see what happens. I'll let you all know when the time comes for that. Twitter, @RealCheapPop, as you all know. Always the same. You can find me in the same place. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. It will help us out a lot. And do hit the like button as well. That will certainly show that you do want to see some more reviews, and I'm more than happy to do it. And hopefully I can be joined, like I said, with our guests over the next week. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see yous for Monday Night Raw.